Hello and welcome everyone to Raising the Bar. My name is Gaurav Rai and today we'll be starting our first ever video podcast. Now I thought whether I want to do it just by myself, a solo podcast, but I thought no. I should have someone as a guest, somebody who could explain a lot to our readers and our viewers about the profession, about how arbitration is going on in India and even abroad. So who better than my long-time collaborator, my buddy co-founder, Gautam Mohanty. So Gautam Mohanty is my college roommate, is someone who has been in the arbitration profession for the last 10 years, and he has a very detailed experience which I hope to unpack in this episode. So welcome Gautam.
Thank you, Gaurav, for having me.
So it's been what, about 15 years?
15 years.
We met sometime around July of 2010.
Yes.
In the makeshift, I won't say makeshift,
CB8.
but the temporary hostel quarters of
CB8,
National Law University Odisha, CB8 as we used to call it.
Yeah.
And I think God had some good plans for us. We never chose each other. It was God's plan, or I would say our superintendent's
plan.
hostel superintendent's plan.
Manoj sir.
Yes, that Gautam should be with Gaurav Rai and Adhiraj Gupta, our very good friend.
Yeah.
So, Gautam, starting off, how did law happen? What was your decision? How did you decide to get into law?
I think the decision was taken for me, honestly, because I wanted to join the army first.
Right.
Then I spoke to my parents, they were against it.
Huh.
So then I decided, while growing up, I used to see that there were only two kinds of people who had an aura around them.
Right.
And these were the police and the lawyers.
Right.
So I decided I should become a lawyer.
Right. So nobody was a lawyer in your family?
No, I'm the first lawyer in my family, and there's a backstory to it also, because when I announced that I would want to become a lawyer, and I remember my grandfather created a big scene then.
Okay.
Because he was against me becoming a lawyer.
Right.
Because you have this bad image about lawyers in small towns that they are like corrupt people and
unfortunate.
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. But they have that kind of image.
Yeah.
Man, we're talking about like 15 years ago.
Yes, absolutely.
So
I
times
can
are very different.
imagine. Yes. My parents always thought that I will probably become a lawyer who does not wear white and black.
Yeah.
They always thought I'll be a corporate lawyer. In-house or corporate lawyer.
So people have different conceptions about being a lawyer.
Yeah.
So my grandfather had this one conception in his head.
Right.
And he was
so then
against
how did you win them over?
So I won my father first.
Okay.
So he was the one who said no, he'll become a lawyer.
Right.
So then my mom, who was also initially hesitant,
Right.
she also started speaking to a lot of other people. Or what do their children do, like the people who were in law.
Right.
So she went to their families and spoke about it.
Right.
And everybody had like glowing suggestions and everything. They said, give the exam. At least let him try becoming a lawyer. It's not that easy because you have these top NLUs going around in CLAT.
And at that time, it was just the second or third year of the CLAT exam.
Right.
So you gave the CLAT exam, just like I did the CLAT exam, but we gave another entrance exam.
Yeah. So NLUO had a separate exam back then.
Yes, because it was just the second, we were the second batch.
So my CLAT score wasn't that great.
Right.
But I would have maybe gotten into some college
of
NLU that was there in the CLAT.
Yeah.
But I got through NLU very quickly. So because I am from Odisha, my parents, my entire family jumped at that opportunity and said, you're going here, you're not going anywhere else. So I said, okay, fine.
Did they even say that you have to come over to Bhubaneswar during the weekends?
They didn't say that explicitly.
They expected me.
Yeah. But then I wanted to go back home as much as possible, but that obviously reduced a lot in the subsequent years. Like in my last year, I rarely went home.
Right.
Yeah.
So 5 years of law school, did you have any plans as to how you would want your career to progress?
I did in fact have a plan, but not the plan that I'm currently in right now.
I mean, that's what I was getting to. Whatever you planned, did it come out that way, or was whatever you're doing right now completely different than
completely different? Because I'll tell you, I got a pre-placement on my own, no, not
Right.
from the university.
Right.
So there was this firm called MZM Legal
Right.
that I used to work in, that I got an offer. So I went there for
You had interned there.
Yes. So I knew the founder of that firm
Right.
through one of my other internships.
Yeah.
So he offered me something. He said,
Right.
come over for 3.5 months, or let's say 6 months.
Right.
And
Like an assessment
yeah,
internship.
yeah, exactly, like an assessment internship. So I went there and I completely bombed it. Yeah, completely bombed it because the work was not the work that I was imagining myself. So you have this fresh image of yours as a graduate from NLU, that you'll get an amazing job, you'll get amazing pay, seniors are nice and everything. I knew at least as an intern during the internships you'd get a window of what you're going to enter.
Yes.
But I never had that window in a sense.
So you never interned at that firm before joining?
No.
Okay,
I
so
never
that was
interned.
completely fresh.
Completely fresh.
Okay.
I did intern at places like Karanjawala.
Right.
Yeah, I did intern there. I did intern at Crawford Bailey.
Right.
So some big firms, but
both of them in Mumbai or in Delhi?
No, Karanjawala was in Delhi.
Right.
So and Crawford Bailey was in Mumbai.
Right.
So
So what you're saying is that the expectations that you had.
Yeah, completely different.
Once whatever you intern, whatever you do during your internships and whatever you are working on is completely different.
Completely different for me. So that is when the reality hit me really hard.
No, so were you at that point already doing arbitrations or was
No, I was far away from arbitration. I had no idea about it.
So then let's move forward to the next step.
Yeah.
I think next was you went for your masters.
I actually quit that job.
Okay, you quit the job first.
Yeah, I quit the job because I wasn't happy with it.
Right.
And then my egoistic self, I went and joined a chamber or a firm of a senior advocate.
Right.
Whose daughters used to run the firm.
Right.
So I joined that firm.
Right.
Then also reality hit me again because it was a nice place to work and learn, but it wasn't paying well essentially.
Right.
And Mumbai is a really expensive place.
Absolutely.
So unless and until you earn a certain amount of money, it's very difficult to live there. So I remember I lived in an apartment, like a 2 BHK with 6 other people.
All lawyers?
No.
So these were your friends from...
I stayed with my best friend in Mumbai.
Right. Okay.
And so I had to travel every day 1.5 hours, one way. So 3 hours. So
3 hours just traveling.
Yeah, so 3 hours was allowed me a lot of introspection at that time.
Right.
Like 6 months into the job, I introspected whether this makes sense. That was my first stint in arbitration. So I had to
with the senior advocate.
Yes, and the firm.
Okay. And the firm. Right.
So I had to do all the lower court work there.
Right.
The trial court work.
Right.
I think it's called the City Civil Court.
City Civil. So this is all 2015, 16?
2016, 15. Yeah, 15, 16.
16.
Yeah.
Right.
Then 10 months into the job, I said I cannot live like this. I cannot sustain this.
Right.
Because it was really a different experience, I would say. I would put it this way.
Right.
I wouldn't call it negative experience in many ways, but I would...
It's every experience you learn everything.
It's a learning
experience. Yes, you learn
massive
something.
learning experience.
Absolutely.
So whenever I feel low or something, then I
think of
compare myself of that.
Absolutely.
So if I could do this, if I could do the job that I didn't like, or I hated for 10 months, then this is nothing in comparison to it.
Right. Especially now because you may have a little more choice over what you're doing. Yes. So then let's go to the next part. Then you after that, how did your masters happen? You went to Central European University,
Budapest. Yes. So now it's in Vienna.
What was your experience there? How did you apply to this? Did you know that is one of the universities you should apply for?
Yes,
what were you looking for?
I was looking for a scholarship essentially. When I started applying for my masters, my top priority was getting a scholarship.
So your choice of college was
dictated by
your scholarship. So you're looking for the scholarships first and then...
Yes. So whenever I prepared the list of colleges that I would apply to, I first figured out which colleges are applying good scholarships.
Right.
Then I had to be really honest with me that I didn't have the grades to get into Oxford, Cambridge or anywhere.
Right.
So I said those were out of the window. So I can't go there at all.
Right.
So I had to look for universities which offered good scholarships but had decent faculty. Right. So then I came across Central European University.
No, but Central European University, I don't know what the situation in Hungary is, but are they a civil law country or a common law?
Yes, they're a civil law country.
So wasn't the curriculum kind of different from what a common law country would have
Not exactly, in the sense that their curriculum, the LLM that I did was international business law.
Right.
So they had international investment law courses, international arbitration, international transactions.
So once you chose the college, did you then choose what subjects you wanted?
No, there was a fixed thing. I didn't have to.
So you specifically applied to one particular course,
yes,
international business law, where you got arbitration and other
international commercial arbitration, international investment law. So I got these courses along with it, trade law.
Right.
So then that was my first year.
And what was your scholarship like?
So I got a 50% scholarship. I got a tuition fee waiver.
Right.
But I knew people, but at that point of time, CU was offering like free accommodation, tuition fee, full waiver, and a scholarship.
Once you got into CU, what opportunities did you get? What kind of things did you learn over there? And how would you contrast it with Indian education system? You must have definitely seen a lot of
Yes, definitely. I learned how to think more critically there. Right. The CU curriculum actually forced you to think a lot. As compared to the volume of subjects that we have to learn in law school.
That was similar to my experience also. Yes. You have probably had 4 subjects in the whole year?
Yes.
And then one thesis or a research paper.
Master thesis, they have to do it. It was good. It was very good. The faculty was also very, very, very different. They knew what they were speaking. They were really experts.
And English, everything was in English. And so then, you are done with your course.
Yes.
Did you think of staying back in Budapest or going somewhere else, or what did you plan to always come back?
I always planned to come back because I knew that there was no job opportunity there, and also honestly I didn't have enough work ex to find a job there.
So then when you know that now I have to come back, did you plan something what you wanted to do or how you want to?
In a sense, I didn't plan on entering into an arbitrator's office per se. So I was applying to all opportunities that I got. Then I saw this opportunity pop up when I was looking for a job, and I spoke to you about it. Also, I remember. And then you were working with a judge, and then you recommended that I should also try it out.
Because
it's not a bad experience.
It was something which we never knew that we could do.
We're talking about 10 years ago.
We're working with an arbitrator, which probably now many people know about.
Already doing about.
So let's just give us a background of where you started to work. Once you came back to India.
So once I came back to India, I joined Justice Deepak Verma's office.
So he is a retired Supreme Court judge.
So what he does is that he gives expert opinions on common law questions. I also does a lot of arbitration matters. So I help him in these arbitration matters as such. I help him in drafting awards and helping him and briefing him about how to go.
Being a judicial clerk.
Kind of judicial clerk. Glorified judicial clerk.
Glorified.
I'm a glorified judicial clerk, essentially. That's what I do.
No, so I'll tell you, even my experience was similar. Even with Justice Patnaik, I had that kind of an experience where I was working with him day in and day out. But did you ever think that while you were with him, did you ever think now I have to go on the other side and also start working as an advocate and using your experience? Did that thought ever come across?
I never had that thought, because after a year of working with Justice Verma, I knew I had to go into academia. So I wanted to go into academia immediately.
So you wanted to go
I knew I wanted to go into academia. Because I learned a lot about the law, but then obviously it goes back to the fact that I had a really bad experience of practicing in Mumbai. So that trauma was still there. So I said, no, I'm not going to do it anymore. So maybe if I had persisted long enough, I would be practicing, which I am right now. But
we'll come to that.
But in a very different context.
So then, academia, how did academia happen? I know what happened next, but then if you could tell our viewers, what did you think of when you wanted to, join Jindal?
I went and joined Jindal after. I was working with Justice Verma. Then I realized I could also teach a little bit. So I applied for Jindal. And then I went into Jindal. I taught for a couple of semesters. I taught CPC. I taught DPC.
Drafting,
pleadings and convenience. And I taught CRPC. So these were core subjects.
So how different, was it tougher than what you were doing with Justice Verma, or was it easier? I mean, what was your thought process about teaching at Jindal?
I think teaching was much more easier. It's much more difficult to brief a Supreme Court judge about something as compared to a group of 100 people who are mostly not interested. Generally. Because we've been there.
Could you relate? Could you relate
with
our teachers?
I could see people like sleeping on the last bench, and I said, I feel you. I've been there. I've done that.
That's great. So, okay. So, which year was Jindal? When were you teaching in Jindal?
I was teaching around 2019.
2019
and 2020. Then COVID hit.
Yeah. But between 2019 and 2020, two things happened.
Yeah.
One thing I'm going to talk about, which was our venture.
Yeah.
Which was the Arbitration Workshop Blog.
Yeah.
So, but before coming to that, had you already started writing by then?
Yeah.
Were you already published?
Yes. I always published.
So we can maybe speak about that a little, and then we'll come back to the Arbitration Workshop.
Right.
So then, what was your thought process regarding writing articles and publishing?
I always thought it was a good form of expressing myself.
Right.
I'm very much confident when I write as compared to when I speak.
Right.
Because I don't have that pressure to speak.
Be immediate.
Exactly.
Immediate.
Yeah. So I can take my time, I can think, I can articulate really well. So that's the reason.
Right. And so, do you still remember what was your first major publication?
Yeah, I think...
Was it in 2019, 2020? When was it?
Yes, 2019.
Which one was it?
It was the Journal of International Arbitration. Right. It is still edited by Maxi Schreier.
That's great.
That was my first publication.
How much time did it take you after you submitted your article to get it published, and what kind of reviews did you get?
We didn't get much reviews initially because our article, I remember when I started sending out the article to various journals, we didn't get any replies as such. So I thought the article was really bad.
Right.
But then out of nowhere, the journal replied, Journal of International Arbitration. They replied. So then the entire procedure took around 6 months.
Right.
I remember.
Had you written other articles which had already been rejected by then? Or was this...
Yeah, plenty. I had plenty of articles rejected. So I never even gave a second thought to them because I thought they were really bad.
Okay.
So this was one of the rare things.
So you took your time, you kept improving, and so this topic was on arbitration, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it was on the separability of the arbitration agreement.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. So then now I would come back to something which we started together in 2019.
Yeah.
I still remember it was just, in 2019 I was in a car ride somewhere. I wanted to write something, but I was like, I did not have the patience like you, probably to have so many rejections. I said, Gautam, we'll start our own blog and we'll publish our own articles.
So nobody can reject me.
Nobody can reject. And we'll write and we'll publish on our own and then we'll share it online. And this is pre-COVID. So it's like, so I always tell everyone that I didn't start in COVID, we started before COVID. And if I could tell the audience, I mean, the kind of times we had with Arbitration Workshop, initially for the first 4 months, probably we both wrote one article each.
One article.
You published one, I published one. And then I think by the 4th or 5th month, we started getting 2 or 3 articles from independent. We made a lot of call for articles. And then a few people started coming in. We started hiring a few students who would want to be a part of it.
Team,
Yes. And it's been 6 years now?
6 years.
And I would say it is an absolute privilege to be in a position where I can say no to a particular article. Saying that no, it is not to a particular standard, but give them full liberty and give a lot of editorial comments so that they can come back to us.
Yes.
I think that has always been our funda, that we are rejecting it, but we would still request that we'll give you feedback. You come back to us. If it reaches a particular standard, we'll definitely publish. Because we did not want to do outright rejections.
Right.
Yeah. So that and over the course of 6 years, we have had so many people come and join us, work with us for about a year or a year and a half, and I'm still in touch with a lot of them. And it's been absolutely amazing. Any experience? Did you have any experience out of the Arbitration Workshop blog? Did anybody recognize you ever?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
I'll tell you about one of my experiences.
Yeah.
So I was working in my previous law firm.
Yeah.
So I was just working and there was an intern. It was probably November, December because that is the time when most of the interns come.
Right.
So one of the interns walked up to me and said, "Sir, are you Gautam Rai?" I said, "Yes, I'm Gautam Rai." "Sir, are you the founder of Arbitration Workshop Blog?" पता चल रहा लोगों. "Sir, हाँ, yes. So nice to meet you." I was like, "भाई ये तो celebrity status इतना नहीं चाहिए भाई." But then I was trying to pitch to her. "Why don't you write for us?" She said, "Sir, I already written and it's already published in the blog." Also, it is probably at that time when you were looking at a lot. You had a lot of. I mean the Arbitration Workshop had a lot of deputy editors, and you were managing it much more than I was at that point. And then it was surreal, honestly. I mean, I never thought, I never even did it with that intention. Our intention was कि हमको अपना article publish करना है.
That's true.
But then later on, it has now grown into something where people have told me that they honestly like the articles that they have read.
Yeah.
And we have most of the time, if not always, we have tried to follow the funda of doing a deep dive.
Yeah.
Don't write a case comment.
Yeah.
If there is a particular issue that has come up, you go to the origins of as to how the law has developed, and so that it becomes like a one-stop shop for all our articles.
True.
So that's, I mean, it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing, and I'm very thankful for that, and I'm thankful for you because if you were not there as my co-founder, this would have never come about. Because honestly, sometimes I myself felt that I am not able to give that time, and that is the time you took over.
Yeah.
And now we are juggling back and forth, doing everything. You are doing the managing role. I prefer you doing the managing role so that I can do and edit the articles. And then, get back to... And probably we'll do a lot more things. We did an article writing competition.
Yeah.
And there are a few things, again, we have planned. Probably let's hope we can build up on that. Right. So, so this is now 2019, 2020. Now, Jindal has happened.
Yeah.
You have started writing articles, Arbitration Workshop has happened.
Yeah.
But then, within 2 years, then you again move. You continue in academia, but in a different form.
I started my PhD. Yeah.
You started your PhD. So tell us about that. How did that come about?
So for my PhD, I already knew my supervisor from before.
No, but why did you want to do a PhD? That was my
so
first
that
point.
Brings me back to the fact that I had a massive imposter syndrome.
Okay.
When I went into academia, I thought I didn't know anything.
Okay.
So I thought maybe PhD would help in that regard.
Okay.
But till now it hasn't. So I still have my imposter syndrome.
Right.
So there are times when I feel like I don't know anything.
Right.
Right. So these are the times when I just go to sleep.
Okay.
So,
but probably you should meet a lot more college students. Probably then you will feel that you know.
Maybe, but
10% more.
Maybe, but there's always the fear that if they ask me and I can't answer,
right.
So that'll also look embarrassing on my part. So I prefer not to put myself in that position.
Okay. No, so then you apply. So you specifically applied to just one program?
Yeah, so for the PhD you have to figure out your supervisor first. So he's the one who's the most important person in your life for the next 4 years.
Okay.
3-4 years, wherever you're doing a PhD.
Yeah.
So I knew my supervisor from before when I did my masters.
So was he teaching there?
Yes, he taught international trade law.
At CEU?
CEU.
Okay. And now, in which college was he? Where was he?
So he had, when I emailed him that I want to do a PhD, and I asked him where he was, he said, I'm in Poland.
Yeah.
And I'm in this university, the Kozminski University. Yeah. Then I said, I'm happy to do a PhD under you.
Yeah.
Then he asked for a proposal and I prepared my proposal. I sent it to him. He liked it. He approved it. Okay. So once you have your supervisor's backing, essentially, then everything sails through.
So then, if whatever little I know, PhDs in India and PhDs abroad are quite different in terms of funding, I would say.
Yes.
So could you just throw some light on what was your funding situation, and was it a scholarship or what kind of a situation, or what did you have to do? You had to teach or something like that. You could just throw some light on that.
In Poland, it is mandated under law that you get a scholarship. So without
when you are doing a PhD,
without a scholarship, they won't take you in. So you will receive a scholarship. which is going to be the minimum basic salary as per their standards.
And who is supposed to pay you this? The college?
The university will
pay.
The
university is supposed
to. So for the first 2 years,
right.
you get to like a minimum pay essentially. Right. Then after you have to pass your midterm evaluation.
Right.
And then once you pass that midterm evaluation, your salary gets bumped up. But that also comes excluding the fact that you can apply for scholarships. Like the government of Poland also issues a lot of scholarships, which you can apply to, and then you can combine both your scholarship from university and scholarship from the government.
Right.
So I was in a privileged situation where I got both.
Oh, wonderful.
So I was the best student of my year for 2 years, in fact.
Oh, wonderful. And how many people in the batch, if you can say?
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a batch because everybody must be doing separate things.
Yeah. So we were like a cohort of 20 people.
And
but not everybody from
You were doing it under which professor?
My professor's name is Kozminski.
Okay, I might not be able to pronounce that, but okay. And so how many people were there under him?
Under him, currently there are 3 people. But when I joined, I was the first one to join because he recently joined. Just joined the university when I joined.
Right. And as part of your PhD requirements, were you also supposed to teach students?
I was, but then he gave me an exemption that I'm not mandated to teach. Instead, what we decided on that I would publish.
Right.
So because the publishing game works a little different in universities, where you publish and you get points for the university. So those points matter a lot to the universities as compared to you meeting your teaching hours.
And so by that time, you had published how many? Did you publish more after? I'm probably guessing you published more after that.
More after, because that position really helped me to get into conferences and everything.
Right. And then did you publish exclusively on arbitration? Was your thesis topic also on arbitration?
My thesis topic is on third-party funding in international investment arbitration.
Right.
So I used that opportunity to enter into investment arbitration because my experience and expertise primarily before that was on commercial arbitration.
Right. So then you wrote more on investment arbitration post
kind of, but I also wrote on commercial arbitration also because that is my
and then we continued to collaborate. We had our understanding that we'll write one article every year.
Yeah. So under the PhD law of the PhD rules and regulations of my university, you're required as a PhD student to get 100 points at max.
So there is some scoring system.
Yeah. So the government gives out a list every time, every year or every other year, alternate year, and they allot points to each journal.
Okay.
So if you publish in that journal, exactly. So you get that much points for your university.
So you were scoring runs for your university, so they said
So they don't teach. You can just focus on writing. Right. So I was required to get 100 points at the end of 4 years.
Right.
But currently I think I have 600 or 700. so I've never been asked.
Did they give an extra scholarship?
No. But I use that to get into, let's say, the Cambridge.
Right. Yeah. So that is another thing that I'll come to. So while you were there, you did a lot of research, and you went to other colleges also to do a lot of research.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. I'll come to Paris later. But Paris was something different altogether.
Paris was in my first year of my college.
So
of my PhD.
So that was the Arbitration Academy.
Yes, the Paris Arbitration Academy.
Yes.
So I applied for that during COVID.
Right.
And they were very happy to give me a scholarship also for that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So I went on a full scholarship. I paid for my accommodation.
Right.
But then they paid for my transportation and the travel flights and everything.
No, so there it was more of a learning experience.
Yeah. So then you get to meet that was my first exposure in person to an international crowd. After my LLM, obviously. But that was like after some years, right?
Right.
But then the it's like arbitration specific crowd.
Right.
So you get to.
Are you probably still in touch with
them? Yeah.
So I'll just a little detour over here before we go on. How much do you think is networking important? Because I have been told by a lot of people that this entire industry probably works on networks.
Yeah.
So what kind of opportunities have you got? You must have collaborated with them on some articles, but on work also, has there been anything which has helped you out?
Yes. I got to meet a few people that I would have never met if I'd approached them like alone, without any contact, let's say.
Right.
So I did get to meet a lot of partners in France.
Right. Yeah. And so all this is happening on a very professional basis.
Yeah.
So because you met them, it's not like you knew somebody, it's just because you met them during the academy or during that course. and then it culminated into something
so
better.
Everything compounded, everything little that I did in PhD ultimately compounded to my current off-council job at Gessel, essentially.
So that is a big takeaway. I think this is something which I also tell a lot of students.
You also get an idea of how the entire world there works. So you get to speak with, let's say, like practitioners and partners. You get to speak to them on an informal basis, which is like extremely rare. So there I got to speak, and there I understood that what I'm doing also makes sense from a professional point of view. That a PhD, like every alternate person there had a PhD.
So PhD has a lot of value, you're saying, in the practicing scene, not in the academic scene also. Because in India, you have PhD has a lot of academic value, but I mean, my experience does not show that PhD has a lot of value while you are practicing. While practicing, you might get a PhD, but your experience will have a much better
That difference comes in the fact that when you do a PhD abroad, they count it as working experience.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they count it as working experience. And it also adds value or weight to the fact that what you're speaking has value. So in India, we don't have that at all.
That is that is something which is unfortunate. Maybe something can be done about that. But this is something which I experienced. I don't know what your experience was regarding this. Did you see that many of the people who were teaching during your master's or during your PhD also, many of them were from the industry itself. Whereas there is a big disconnect when you look at India, where industry professionals are not coming to the colleges to teach.
Exactly.
Sometimes they even take a sabbatical for 6 months, and the partner of a law firm will probably be teaching for 6 months, and that particular law professor will probably go to that law firm and start working for about 6 months or a year.
That's also like one of the reasons why I moved abroad very happily. Because you get that opportunity to teach as well as work at the same time, and the environment there allows you to do it. They accept that you can also have like teaching assignments and work at the same time. And here you can't do that in India.
And the particular route that you followed, I guess it is not something which many Indians know, because many of us, we look at the solicitor's exam. And we feel that is the only way we can get into like England or some other places in any common law places. Because UK solicitor exam, and then we feel we can then enter that market. So, have you explored that particular
solicitor's exam? I do want to go sit for it. I did, in fact, sit for it. I didn't make it the first attempt. Because then I realized because it requires a lot of time. A lot of time focusing on that one thing.
I get that. So, but I think UK, they want, they say that you have to have that solicitor's license or something to work there. But that does not work. That is not required for where you're working right now.
No.
So Poland has different rules.
Because I'm working as an off-council, which means I only work on arbitration assignments specifically. So I come
for arbitrations, it's a little more relaxed.
Yes. It's much more easier to change your place, or let's say move from one place to another when you're doing like international arbitration.
But in Poland, if we see, Poland is again a civil law country. So arbitrations is not an issue for you then, as far as the law is concerned?
Because they do international arbitrations as such, like let's say CIAC or ICC. So then the language doesn't matter at all.
No, language obviously, but the legal system...
No, not much. But they also require experts on common law. So there my expertise also comes in.
Yes, that's interesting. So then coming back to your experience of researching in other places, I know for a fact that you went to UK for your research. Where did you go?
I went to Cambridge for the Lauterpacht Center for International Law. So I got a scholarship for that also. So I went for 3 months, one semester. So I went there, I did my research, my PhD research.
How did you get to know about all of this? I mean, I don't know if this is public knowledge in India. Is it public knowledge?
I am not sure.
Then how did you come to know about
this? You just have to be active. You just have to be active all around, and you have to look for opportunities yourself. That's the advantage of placing yourself in Europe.
And then I believe you also worked for some time in the US for some research, no?
In the US, no.
It is only UK.
Only UK, and then I went to France for my research. At the university.
This is other than the Arbitration Academy?
Yes.
Achha, this probably I don't know.
This I went to University of Bourgogne or Burgundy.
Okay.
I say that's in Dijon.
And so
I stayed there for a couple of months.
Again, English is not an issue?
No, English not an issue. So I went there, I used the library, I spoke to the professor. They were very happy to have me. They have a center for investment law.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
so
I went
so,
so this came from my contact at the Paris Arbitration Academy.
Right.
So he was the one who said, I know the professor.
Right.
So if you're interested in going to the center, I'll introduce you to the professor.
Right.
So he introduced me to the professor, and then they were very happy to have me.
Interesting. So now, if we just see where all you stayed in Bhubaneswar, you stayed in Cuttack, Delhi, Mumbai, you have been in Warsaw, Budapest. So what is something that you felt was different or surprising? I won't say a culture shock, but culture surprise, something that you liked, something that you hope that is there in India also, or which helped you more in your journey, something on those lines.
It's difficult to pinpoint as to what.
But something new that you found which was very interesting in all these places, or any one of those places.
I wouldn't put it any other way, but I would say that it's very comforting to be what you want to be.
Right.
And who you want to be abroad without being judged. That felt really relaxing. That nobody is like judging me for what I wear. Let's say if I'm wearing anything, they won't even judge. I said, okay, it's fine. It's his personality. It's his thing.
Right.
So we just accept what he wears.
Right.
So yeah. So it was really comforting.
So now, Gautam, one thing. So you are still connected with Indian law, arbitration.
I still work for the office.
You
still
work in India on and off.
Yeah.
So how have you seen the law grow, specifically arbitration?
Yeah.
Give us a little idea about that, and then we'll go into what advice can we give to young students or even young lawyers for that matter who have just graduated who want to make a career in arbitration. What can they do, and what would be your advice for that? First, you tell me about the developments that you have seen since 2015 till now 2025.
I think there will be, in terms of developments, I would say there's a massive increase in oil disputes, oil and energy disputes.
Right. In India?
In India.
Okay.
Yeah. There was always a certain kind of issues that were always spoken about, let's say the construction matters, which were like the big
construction
chunk,
used to be big. Road construction, NHAI used to be some of the biggest arbitrations.
Now we are seeing technology disputes also, as well as oil and energy disputes in India especially.
And are these disputes being arbitrated in India as a
Yes.
They are not going to Singapore or Dubai or other places?
These are all ad hoc in India only.
And domestic arbitrations?
Domestic arbitrations.
Oh, that's interesting. If a particular student is coming up and is watching this podcast, what could they do to somehow, increase their knowledge or value in the arbitration circle? What can they do?
I think it was a really valuable experience if you could work with a judge or an arbitrator, let's say.
Right.
It's a very valuable experience. It's a very underrated experience.
Yes.
You work for a couple of years.
Absolutely.
You get to learn how the tribunal thinks, which is very important as a practitioner.
Absolutely.
You get to learn how the judge thinks and what is he looking for essentially.
Right.
So when you sit down and draft as a practitioner in the future,
you know what to expect, what the tribunal is going to do.
Exactly. That, and then I think it's also I think that is the biggest takeaway, I would say.
And how do you think they could approach some of these judges? Is there a central database where they can, try to...
I think when you look for the arbitrators, you can just find them online. Right?
And I think Delhi has a major chunk of the arbitrators.
Major chunk of arbitrators in Delhi.
Because all the central public sector arbitrations happen in Delhi. So many of
the most sensible way would be to intern when you in university.
Right.
Just go for a 1 month internship there and see whether you like it.
Right.
That's obviously very risky in the sense because you won't get the kind of work as an intern as you get as an associate.
Right.
But if you...
but they have to have that experience.
But I'm talking about the contact essentially.
Yes.
So,
because if not that particular arbitrator, somebody else might come in.
Exactly. So
maybe
you get
3
to
years,
know,
4 years down the line.
So you essentially get an idea which arbitrator has associates and everything.
Right.
So you can maybe apply and speak to the judge, and if you do good work, they're always looking for good people.
So you're saying there should be at least some experience there, and then maybe you can go to a lawyer or a law firm.
Once you start your own practice, or let's say you join a firm, you come in with a unique kind of experience which not many people have currently.
Right. And so we're just coming towards the end.
Yeah.
I'll probably get a few bits about you about your experience with Gessel also.
Yeah. Gessel.
So tell me something about that. How did that come about? And while you're already doing your PhD, how do you manage your time to even work in a place in a law firm in Poland?
Yeah, it's very difficult. But then I would say because once it's all because of the director of my PhD school.
Right.
He was very kind enough that he wanted to try out this placement scheme for the PhD students.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So I was the test subject.
Just like you are the test guest for this particular podcast.
Completely. So he actually put me in touch with Gessel. So the firm is named after its founder.
Right.
Her name is Beata Gessel.
Okay.
She's an amazing woman.
Right.
She is full of energy. And she said she was very impressed by my CV and whatever I had to say. And then she took me on board. Okay. So they were very kind. So I've been there for 2 years now.
But it's a full-time role or how?
It works on an assignment basis. So I'm an off counsel there.
Right.
So I work on arbitration specific matters and common law matters essentially.
Right.
So then I get so I work more or less around 3-4 days every week.
Right. So then now
in terms of just one thing in terms of time management.
Yeah.
It works in the sense that I usually wake up really early in the morning, which because Poland and India are like 4.5 hours difference. Yes. So if I wake up at 6 in Poland, it's 10:30 in India, which is the usual office time.
Right.
So by the time my office starts in Poland, I've finished whatever I had to of India work, and then I move to the Poland work.
Energy, where do you get the energy?
Yeah, where do I get
I don't know. I mean, without a boss. I mean, yes, you have somebody above you. Yeah. But where do you get the...
But I've never compromised with the work and anyways. I manage my time because I know...
The work is the motivation itself?
No, in the sense it works for me very differently because I have always told this to myself that I'd rather have a lot of work than have not work. I know how to put it.
Absolutely.
I want a lot of work rather than not have any work at all.
Right.
So I never complain about the work no matter how late it is, whatever, I finish my work.
That's amazing.
The best thing about my India work is that I can work on it anytime.
Right.
So I don't have a fixed week as such, like people have Monday to Friday. Right. If I don't feel like working on any day, I just don't work. But I know that I have to sit on the weekend.
Take your rest and
sit on the weekend and everything. So I let my body decide if it wants to rest, wants to sleep late. If it wants to go play, then I do it. I don't.
So I this is something very interesting which I wanted to touch upon, which many people don't do.
Yeah.
How much effort do you put into being healthy?
200%. 200%. I have been doing my intermittent fasting since the last 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, are you doing your exercises? What are you doing? Are you gymming?
Yeah, I do. I play a lot of sports. I play football. I play squash. I go to the gym.
And why is that necessary? Because I want people to know that why mental activity will always be there. Why the physical activity is necessary for lawyers and advocates specifically?
Because for me also, I can't answer about anybody else, but I can answer about myself. Yeah, for me, I think it's very important because it gives a sense of coherence in my day. If I don't do it, I feel like there's something major missing. It also adds to the fact that I want a routine in my life.
Right. So you are putting the physical activity as part of your you're putting the physical activity as part of your routine.
Yes.
And working around that with your mental whatever work you have or whatever India work or Gessel work you have.
So I take breaks also, a lot of breaks. Right. So I'm not able to sit for more than 3 hours at one place. Right. So I take a break, I stretch.
That's kind of good. I mean, you actually can't apply yourself at hours on end. You have to take a break, take a coffee break, or just walk around for some time. Yeah. Okay, and so now what I have gathered is you also have a specialization kind of where you're working only in arbitration.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, in a country like India, if somebody wants to do only arbitration, do you think it is advisable? Or is it something which will require something extra, and what would be that extra?
I don't know how advisable it is, but I wouldn't suggest anybody to focus solely on arbitration because there's so much more to offer. Right? Arbitration is a step among many steps, I would say. That
Right.
if you practice, let's say in contract, your law or your understanding in contract law has to be like solid.
Yes,
Right?
this I wholeheartedly agree with.
your
I mean, I have told everyone.
So your commercial law practice essentially depends on your understanding of contract law.
Yes,
So if you don't understand it, so
I
you
have
should have
told
like a very
so
broad
many
practice.
people. I have met so many students.
Yeah.
Most of the time I tell them, forget if you want to study, if you want to be an expert in arbitration, please read your contract law.
Exactly.
Because
all disputes come out of contract.
inside the tribunal it's all contract law. Arbitration law is like equivalent to CPC.
Exactly. It's like a
CPC is the
procedural aspect.
procedure,
Yeah,
yes. वो तो ठीक है, that procedure is okay, but the dispute
contract
will be
law
by
understanding has to be on a different level.
Absolutely. And so then, if say somebody goes into dispute resolution, maybe then they can maybe allot say 50% of their work towards arbitration.
I mean, that also you can't really, that also you can't really control. You just have to be open to everything essentially when you're starting your practice.
So then, but if somebody wants to do arbitration, probably then they apply to lawyers, senior advocates who are doing dispute resolution, chambers, who are doing dispute resolution and have some kind of an inkling towards arbitration, so that you always have that exposure and then you can build
especially when you're fresh out of college, you should like try everything essentially.
Right. Even if you have tried everything during your internships, because work and internship is absolutely different. So I think this is a good stopping point. Thank you so much, Gautam. This was lovely. I mean, we have met so many times, but I was so happy that I was able to do this with you. Again, a new venture, and the first person that came to my mind was you. We did the arbitration workshop 6 years ago.
I am always here.
Let's just hope that this also can be something where, I would want you to be a major part of this, so that where we have some other guests also, we can have a discussion where all three of us are together and we are, discussing with lawyers. And not just about the law, but about the practice and the profession and what can be, the way forward.
Right.
Because one thing which I always thought was, whenever I speak to law students, I felt this did not have a lot of guidance. And I would love to do that. And this is just a manifestation of that. And thank you so much for being
always happy.
And I hope we get a lot of views and we get a lot more people on the blog. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone. Thank you for watching, and we'll get back to you soon with a new guest. And for now, this is goodbye, and Gaurav Rai signing off. Thanks.